Hello, everybody. It's CyberGeek here, and today I just wanted to go over Pokemon Go's anti-cheat system in regards to Niantic's server API update after Pokemon Go updated to version 0.35.0. There has been some new information that has been brought to light over the past week by several groups of hackers in regards to how Pokemon Go's anti-cheat system works. This information details what algorithms are being used and how it affects you, how they are flagging your accounts for possible termination or pending review for possible termination or permanent ban. So in this video, I am going to go over detailed information in regards to what flags your account for a ban to give you a better idea of what you need to avoid doing if you want to protect the integrity of your Pokemon Go account while hacking. So I'll go ahead and get right into it and start off by telling you all first off that emulators, as of right now, is a big no. Do not use emulators. If you are currently using emulators and you have Pokemon Go accounts that are still active, whether it be botting or whether it be just playing the game through the emulator and hacking the game, your account has not been banned yet. That does not mean that it will not be banned. They are feeding through 40 million users alone just in the US, and if your account is still active, chances are it is just because they have not gotten to you yet. Me personally, I have had several hacked accounts through Noxat Player. One of them is banned and two of them are not. They were both using the same cheating methods, and my assumption for this is they just have not gotten to it yet. I have been seeing reports over the past week that players around the world are getting banned daily, and it's not just coming inside of a wave. They're doing thousands of bans a day, and if your account is still active, that does not mean that you will not get a ban. Like I said, speaking from experience with this with Android emulators, I had an account that I GPS spoofed on like 2 or 3 times. It was a really low level, and I didn't touch it again. I had access to that account about 2 weeks ago. I haven't played on it at all. Went to go check it a few days ago, and it is banned. So it is a process. They're going to have to feed through these people, and they actually can determine now whether or not you are using an Android emulator. The actual anti cheat system can determine this. This is not based off of what type of internet connection you are using, whether it be Wi Fi or a mobile network inside of a mobile hotspot. It does not matter. They can actually tell, regardless of proxy settings or IP configuration settings, whether or not you are using Nox or BlueStacks in particular. And if you are using either one of those emulators, you will get caught and the account will be blocked from the server. So, going into the next subject is a topic that most people overlook, and they really don't know this in Pokemon Go as far as what flags are accounts for banning. And what this is, I like to call this the solid rule object, and this has been decrypted in API settings. In Niantic's most recent update, there is a folder called Unknown 6, and that's where this algorithm was found for the anti-cheat system. And this algorithm basically has the ability to see if a player is passing through too many solid objects at too quick of a period of time. So, a hypothetical situation for this would be if you are passing through 7 buildings within, say, a 4 minute period of time. That's not possible. It's not going to happen. But if you are GPS spoofing, this is very easy to do, and you would not even notice that you are moving that quickly. Just in a small section of the map, there could be 7 buildings, and if you choose to walk through those 7 buildings and you do it within a 4 minute period, your account will be flagged and will be pending review for possible termination. So the key point in this, people, is try to avoid passing through solid objects. If you can use Google Maps as a guideway and try to stay to the streets, try to stay to the sidewalks or grassy areas, that's going to keep you from getting your account flagged. And there's been numerous people on Reddit talking about this and doing experiments with this. And what they are finding is typically, and there is no set number for this, passing through 7 buildings in about a 4 minute period of time is going to get your account flagged. This does not necessarily mean that you won't be able to immediately access the account. The infraction could happen 3 days prior, and they will ban your account 3 days afterwards. Like I said, this is a process, so you can commit this infraction of passing through these buildings, 7 buildings within 4 minutes, and your account will still be playable. You'll play it the next day and you'll play it the following day, and then you could all of a sudden just get the unable to authenticate message. You can't access the game. The reason why is you were flagged and you were put on a list, and your name came up on the list, and they blocked your account from the server. That's kind of how this is working right now. Just making an infraction in Pokemon Go and the anti cheat system, it is not going to immediately ban your account. The only way that this would would be possible is probably just teleporting to another country. That, of course, is immediate giant red flag, and they just immediately put a soft ban on you, and then your account is banned as quick as possible after that. So going into that, another thing to keep in mind is just teleporting in general. You do not want to teleport in the game. They have a way to determine whether or not the distance that you are teleporting associated with the device that you are using is the approximate location that you're at. And I'm going to break that down so everybody can, understand what I am trying to say. If you are using some type of GPS spoofing application on a tablet or a Windows computer, anything, not Nox and BlueStacks, like I said, avoid those. And you are trying to jump a small distance, but you know that you're going to be able to avoid the soft ban, they are still going to be able to determine whether or not you are actually at that location. Even if you have the location turned off on the device, you have to keep in mind that this is working most likely through Google if you have a Google account, and there are several applications on every device already, whether you are iOS or Android, that are Google related. Those create a certain amount of data within the Google server, giving them the approximate location of your device, even if your location is turned off. So a good example for this would be that if you were on your cell phone and say you wanted to use your mobile network to GPS spoof from your laptop, and you turn the GPS location off on your cell phone, and you logged into the other device, logged into your Pokemon Go account, and you were able to teleport, say 10 miles down the street because you haven't been on the game in a while. That's automatically going to red flag your account. They are going to know that just because it is going to be gathering that information from your Google services on your phone with location turned off. If you have data access on your phone, which you will if you are using mobile hotspot, it is going to have conflicting data between the Google servers and the Niantic servers. Because even though the location is turned off on the device, Google is going to have an approximate location for you based on the last time you had the location on, etc., etc., etc. Also, it is important to keep in mind that Google applications and Google servers do not rely on the GPS location of your phone, as they are also tied into the mobile networks, which rely on the towers that can also provide an approximate location of where your device is just by where your network is. So that's how they kind of do that. And sorry about that. I'm going to try to wrap this up because my phone's dying a little bit. But pretty much, I mean, you're going to want to avoid that. And also another thing that you're going to want to avoid is if you are using the tap to walk method in Pokemon Go, if you are using a joystick method in Pokemon Go, you are going to want to make sure that you are not walking too quickly. Like I said, realistically, it is not possible to walk as quick as most GPS spoofers are walking. You have to keep in mind that when you're tapping on those buttons, it may only look like you're moving 5 to 6 inches, but in reality, it is going to take you about 10 minutes in real life to move that distance. And if you are doing that consecutively, especially passing through objects, etc., it's automatically going to flag your account. I know it's a really tedious task, but you need to walk as slow as possible. You need to try to avoid going fast. If you're approaching a corner, you need to realistically think, like, how long would it take for me to walk up to that sidewalk and turn? And if you were inside of a vehicle, etc. And another thing to note also, and this is a big important one, region-exclusive Pokemon. If you are catching region-exclusive Pokemon, there has been an algorithm that has been unraveled with the Unknown Six folder and the API of Niantic servers that says anytime somebody is either encountered by or captures a region-exclusive Pokemon, their account is automatically scanned by the anti-cheat system. This does not mean that your account is going to be pending review for termination. It does not mean that you're going to be banned. However, once you catch a region-exclusive Pokemon, or say you just encounter a region-exclusive Pokemon, that data is going to appear on your data for your game. And if you are not in that region, and most of the time you do not live in that region, the anti-cheat system automatically scans your game data for any inconsistencies that could relate to termination. Anything that would violate Niantic's terms of service, like GPS spoofing, etc., your account will be scanned. So if you are GPS spoofing, avoid region exclusive Pokemon. I'm sure there's a way around this to catch them, but it probably involves quite a few hours and must be very tedious just to do so. It's better off just to avoid them altogether, as, like I said, it's like shining a light, a flashlight onto your account. If you catch a region exclusive or you come in contact with a region exclusive, that game data appears in your game for a region that you're not supposed to be in. So your account is just going to be scanned for inconsistencies to see if you have violated Niantic's terms of service. So try to avoid those. Everybody knows where those are. You can check those on the map, etc. Just try to avoid those if possible. If you do not want your account banned, like I said, a lot of people are getting banned just for catching the region exclusives. Like they're getting away with so much, and they're doing everything legitly, and then they just get the balls to try to get something that they know they can't get where they are. So they go and they get a region exclusive. They try to play it by the books. They wait 24 hours, then they get to the location, etc. Their account's still going to be scanned. Like I said, this algorithm's been unraveled, and we can tell now that your account is going to be scanned by the anti-cheating system if you get a region exclusive. So overall, everything in general, like, this is kind of still unraveling. They are still trying to decompile the data in the API, the new API configuration, to get some better insight into what causes flagged accounts and possible termination on accounts. There's a lot of information that I didn't mention in this video because a lot of it is common sense in regards to how you can get banned, etc. Anybody who is familiar with Pokemon Go or GPS spoofing or hacking Pokemon Go, I am not going to go into detail about common sense things that are going to get you banned. So try to avoid those things. But on the API and server side of things, like I said, these algorithms are looking for specific patterns. So this is the last thing I'm going to tell you all today in regards to what to do to avoid cheating or getting banned if you are cheating. So the biggest thing that they found out, and this is relating to bots. Anytime you configure a bot to go in a set pattern within a 48-hour period, your account will be flagged for possible termination. Breaking this down, let me explain this to you. If you are setting a bot up and it is set up to a repetition of a pattern, your account will be flagged for possible termination. The reason why is there is an algorithm within the game, an anti-cheat system, that can determine whether or not you are using a bot just based on the movement repeating itself of the character. So if you have a bot set up on a repetition of a path, a very long path even, and it's going through this path multiple times, this algorithm is going to be able to see that it's the exact same time placeholder and repetition inside of this movement. Even an actual person in reality, if we walked in the same pattern over and over and over for 48 hours, there are going to be inconsistencies. You could bend over and scratch your leg, and you're not going to get to a certain point within a millisecond. So this algorithm can actually break down the movements of the player and see if there's any repetition at all with the player within a 48-hour window, and automatically flag the account for termination. So this is really hard to do and bypass. If you are setting up a bot and you can set up a path that's maybe a 72-hour path, maybe I could see you slipping past this, but nobody really has the time to do that. And a lot of bots are getting banned just because of this one algorithm. If you are setting it up for a path and it's just repetition, you will get caught. Try to avoid this. So I'm going to wrap it up here. And for anybody out there currently experiencing the unable to authenticate, please try an error message in Pokemon Go. I just want to reiterate, please try to check your account status to see if you are banned from Niantic servers or blocked from Niantic servers pending review for termination. How you can do this is just try to open up your game and log into your account from another device. If you can access your game from another device, then you should be able to follow a few of my fixes and get your account working again on the device you're having issues with. However, if you are attempting to log into your game from another device and receiving the unable to authenticate message, then you need to contact Niantic. You need to send in a ban appeal, and you need to try to get your account back because it has been blocked from the servers. If you have not received an email, that is very common, that is going on right now. It just may be temporarily hold pending review for termination to see if there's any violations of or major infractions of terms of service on your account. So I really hope those videos help everybody too that's experiencing this problem, that are can't get it into their account. Hopefully you can gain access again. I really empathize for you all with that. And as always, thank you all for watching. And I want to state one more thing. There's one more thing I want to add to this video. Sorry. Anybody who, I've been getting a lot of questions about this. Anybody who is experiencing the login error that says failed to get game data from the server with the big purple retry button, if you are experiencing that login error, then you have not updated your game. Since the new update to version 0.35.0, that error message has since been replaced by unable to authenticate. I don't know if many people know this. I know from personal experience that when Pokemon Go updated, it did not ask me in the game. It did not notify me, and it did not tell me. I saw it on the internet, and I had to manually go into Google Play and update from Google Play. And there was an account that I was having a problem with that was failed to get game data from the server, and it switched over to unable to authenticate. So if you are getting that, please update your game. Just simply go into your app store and try to update your game to the newest version. I know that I had somebody on my channel earlier today that was asking about this specific error, and he was having the error on a computer. If you're playing through Nox App Player, chances are you just have not updated the APK. So update to 0.35.0. So I'll wrap it up here. Thank you all for watching, and please like, subscribe, and share.